But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Yes. You better. I don't like papers. Why is there papers everywhere now? There's papers everywhere. Dude?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room to check on his co-workers. He never functioned well by himself and constantly needed support and guidance from others. So the thought of total solitude was terrifying to him.
Hey, almighty voice, what happened to the floor? Why is there papers everywhere?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I think I should have took the far option. No, we're going again. Screw you. I like this right.
The correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
I want my leaderboard back,
Perhaps
damn
he
it.
wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Yes, totally. Not.
The lounge was sublime,
I will take that final option you gave me.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No, I did not take the first open door on my left. Screw that door. We're going for the far door, I
Stanley
guess.
was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
I don't know, it can't be about me.
Someone you've been neglecting, Stanley.
Who?
Someone you've forgotten about.
Tell me who!
Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself.
I will.
Now, I'm not asking for me.
Fuck you.
I'm asking for her.
Yeah, say whatever you want.
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself.
Oh,
to
God.
put your work aside. To let her back into your life.
I regret what I did. Who is she? Oh, shit. You're not gonna activate it for me, are you? Oh, fuck. I don't want to go into the dark room. No. No. Oh, well, let me shut the door. Fuck. Banya! Oh! Oh.
That's her, Stanley.
Her? What? What the?
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
What the? What the fuck?
Gotcha. Oh, come on.
Fuck you.
Did you actually think
Fuck
you had
you.
a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
Fuck you.
Sorry.
No!
But you're in my story now.
Damn it! Let me through. Let me through. Crap. I hate you. You mean evil voice. I hate you. Oh, God. That's
This
creepy.
is a very
He
sad
always
story
put clothes
about
on
the
it.
death of a man named Stanley.
Good. Oh, what? Press I on your... What?
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence. Look at him there, pushing buttons,
Fuck, I clicked R.
doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
Well, let me press any other games. Oh, you evil
But in his
bastard.
mind, In his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands.
Rather be with
It
this
was wonderful.
doll
And each day
than
that he
you.
returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
What? Stop
And
telling
so
me
he
what
began to
happened to my
fantasize about
TV.
his own job.
What the?
First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
The time with the boy. What? No, I want to know what happened to my TV. I clicked your damn button and the TV disappeared.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to two open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold. As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable. It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
I don't gotta
But
what?
there is no
What
answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one.
Fuck.
And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it. You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
Kill myself? I'm not clicking it. Not clicking it. Boys, I'm not clicking it. Come on. I don't want to click it. I'm sorry. Oh, fuck.
I suppose I can't. Not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again.
Please die.
And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again. And Stanley pushed a button. And I
died. I'm done. I can be in the closet room!
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
You're not mad at me for entering the room again? Damn. Trying. You don't like me in the closet. I wonder, wait. Can I turn off the light in the closet? Oh, I had to be nosy now.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow. Just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
But it reminds me of my cubicle I came from. Just without painted walls.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Yeah, upstairs.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his
the car
boss,
lights on?
admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down?
I've been wondering that.
Doors close automatically behind him wherever he went. And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming! He yelled. This is all a dream.
I want out. Let me out.
What a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer.
Send me another loop.
His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all.
Sorry, I didn't go up, okay?
I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life...
Stop closing!
I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
I can float! I'm flying!
He imagined himself soaring through space on a magical star field.
What?
And it too appeared. It was so much fun. And Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up.
What the
How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking?
Yeah, please tell me.
Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts.
God, it never ends!
And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently.
No.
He invited himself
Closing
to
eyes,
wake
beds.
He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
I've gone and freaking insane! Get out of my head, you voice! I'm still here. Son of a...
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Voice.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, For just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man.
Is it me or is there
He
a
was
line going
obviously
down the
crazy.
street?
This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't.
Why are you narrating
It's
her?
comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no
Dead
time
body.
for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at
Do
the
my
body,
meeting.
and then she turned and ran.
She ran? She left her. Wait, what about a briefcase? She can't just run. She has to pick up her briefcase. She has a meeting. Oh, what? Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please leave a comment or like below. If you want to keep up with all activities on the channel, click subscribe. And if you would like to watch another video, there's some videos listed down below here. And thanks for watching.